Scotland, and today I'm joined by Aisha Maughan, who came through the 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗀𝗪 USA programme. Thanks for coming on. How are you today?
I'm good, how are you?
Not too bad. Just try to get along with everything, try to keep mentally sane and just move on and get through everything.
It's like pure annoying.
Yeah. So are you good just to get right into the questions?
Yeah.
So first of all, for the viewers who don't know you, can you tell them a bit about yourself, where you came from, and then where you're at now?
So I'm originally from Edinburgh, and I've been playing football since I was about 9 years old. Spent a lot of time at Celtic through their academy, and then a bit of Hibs and then a bit of Hearts. Might be a bit controversial, but I last played for Hearts. We just got promoted into the big leagues, the women's 𝗬𝗃𝗲𝗃𝗪1, and then after that I came here to Virginia to start my college career.
Yeah, good stuff. So growing up in Scotland, for a bit of context, what was your play style like, and were you always one of the best players on your team that would stand out?
I mean, I don't think it was ever really like that. I mean, I always think of myself as I'm always pretty hard on myself, so I would never think I'm my best player in the team kind of thing. But obviously, I've been playing with Scotland as well since about under 15s, and like going into something like that, you're never going to be the best player in the park, and it's always a graft going into that. I also played for a boys team, Perth Youth Football. Shout out to them. I was never the best player in that team for definite, and that was always really good for me to play against boys because, I mean, it was the speed of the game was quicker, and for me it was really challenging, you know. But other than that, I mean, there was obviously times when maybe I might have been a starter in the teams and like especially like Celtic and Hearts and stuff. But I mean, you're always in and out of teams, and I mean, there's always changes to the starting lineup, so you can never say that you're the best player in the team, you know.
And like growing up, what position did you play, and do you still play the same position now?
Well, I was always really like a winger, like a left or right winger. And then coming here was actually kind of weird because obviously America, the style of play is a bit different. So wingers are more fast here, whereas I'm more of a technical player. So they really saw me, when I came here, they really saw me as a number 10. So that's where I've started playing now. I've actually really enjoyed it, playing as a number 10. You're kind of in and amongst everything now, whereas out wide, sometimes you're kind of lost. But so I've always been a winger, but now I'm like a number 10.
Yeah, I suppose it's always good to just try and get a bit of change, especially with like the change of atmosphere and the change of pace and everything, just to try and adapt to that.
Yeah, I think all the coaches have always said, like growing up as well, that like I did look like a number 10, but every time they put me in, it didn't really work out. But after coming here, it was like they gave me a bit of time to like settle into the position, and I finally like found my footing.
Yeah, good stuff. So can you tell those interested in college soccer or football kind of the scouting process and how the 𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗀𝗪 USA thing works?
Well, first of all, you go along to the trial. So I would say try and get to the trial as early as you can, because the more time they have to allow other universities to see your video, the better it is. So kind of go to the trial as early as you can. Obviously, like if you do well in the trial, they'll pick you up, and then they'll get a video together for you. So like a recruiting video where they'll get all your best clips, like highlight reel kind of thing, and they'll email it out to all these universities in America. And basically, they'll come back to you with all these different universities that are interested. You either say that looks like a university for me or that doesn't. You don't have to jump at the first opportunity there is. And then if you do say you're interested, you kind of have a Zoom call. That's what happened with my VCU. And then from there, you kind of just start talking to them, and then you're like, if you want to go to this place, you tell them, and then eventually from there, you sign up, and then you're off to America.
Yeah. So as you mentioned there, it's quite a lengthy progress, but as soon as you arrived in America, what were the kind of initial changes you noticed in comparison to Edinburgh?
I mean, with COVID as well, it was 10 times worse, really. I mean, it was an absolute faff trying to get like visas and trying to get flights. I mean, it was a really big thing. But once you get here, it's really good because everyone's very accommodating. Americans are very like welcoming and accommodating to anyone that comes into the country, and the coaches were always like, "Do you need a ride anywhere? Do you need help with anything?" There's not many internationals on my team, so a lot of the lassies I run with, they all had cars, so they were like, "If you need anything, just give us a shout." They were really good, and then the one or two foreigners that there is here, you kind of talk to them about home, and they're really good with like helping with homesickness and that. So everything's really like helpful and welcoming.
Yeah, so obviously you mentioned a bit about the pandemic there, but in what ways has that actually impacted the football that's been played on the pitch?
Well, our season was supposed to go from like August to late November, and because of the pandemic, they actually moved it to spring, which is January to about May. So we're kind of mid-season right now. That was one of the biggest things. There's also like little things like just a lot of our games have been like postponed or cancelled due to COVID. We've actually had we had 2 positive cases on our team. I think it was 2 weeks ago. So we had to shut down a whole program for like 10 days. That wasn't too good. But they've kind of like rescheduled our games. So now we've got like a really heavy schedule. So it's like this week we had a game last night, then we've got a game Sunday, then Tuesday, then Thursday, then Sunday again. So
just totally full schedule then, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit mad, but like at least I'm just grateful that we've actually got this season, you know what I mean? And that we're actually able to play.
Yeah, so how tough is it having like teammates from all over the world, as you said, mainly America, with your Scottish accent? Do they still struggle to understand it?
Yes, they do. To be fair, it's actually weird. Like when I'm with them, I'll kind of tone it down a bit. I hate to say it, but like
I noticed that myself.
Yeah. But as soon as I talk to someone from back home, it's like it comes right back, like my accent's back. So, I mean, it's funny though, because they're like, "What are you saying?" I'll say like really stupid stuff, like, "Oh, can I get some tomato sauce?" And they're like, "What's that?" It's like ketchup for them. It's just stupid things. It's funny.
Yeah, it's just the little things that obviously you just take for granted, and then they totally don't know what it is. It's a bit weird to adjust to.
The worst thing is about it is you'll say something, they'll just be like, "Aye, right," act like they know what it is, but they just didn't. And it's just like, oh, it's funny.
So after this season, you've got a few more years left in college. What are your kind of goals and expectations for the remainder of your college career?
Well, fitness is a really big thing here, and passing the beep test is like a really big challenge for anyone on this team really coming in as a freshman. So for me, I'm staying here this summer to really like, get my fitness up and like try and pass that beep test, you know. And that's like my main goals. My main goal when I came here was to just get really fit and like add that to my game, because I feel like I'm a technical player, but the fitness of the game is just not there for me. So that's my main goal this summer. I've kind of been in and out of the team. I've not really been starting. So when it comes to August, I want to hit the ground running and try and get a starting spot. I mean, if I pass that beep test, I've got a really good chance of starting. So fingers crossed for that, really. But yeah, my goal is just really to like get fit and just be like the fit player and the technical player when I leave, you know.
Yeah. So before we finish off, what would your one piece of advice be for both young Scottish footballers coming up and then those who want to go to America for college sports?
I would say starting with the America thing, I think it's once in a lifetime opportunity, really. Like if you really want to experience life and like go do something different, like it's 100% for you. For the little kids growing up, I'd say just stick at it. Like always try. Every time you step on the field, just 110%. Like, and obviously there's going to be ups and downs, but you just got to push through them and know that it's always going to get better.
Yeah. Right. Great stuff. I really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on. And for those watching, make sure you like and subscribe to the Youth Football Scotland channel and follow us everywhere on social media. Thanks, guys.
Right.